Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the vlog. This was an intense week. Uh, this week I was working in Virginia for most of the week, and then I got back to town on Friday. And what a treat to go back home to. Orlando City had open practice for season ticket holders, and they gave the opportunity to season ticket holders to come and watch the team. I had to work outside of Orlando, about 2 hours away from Orlando, and the I only got to experience about an hour of it. My partner Kenneth, who co-hosts Tiro de Esquina podcast with me, had the opportunity to be there a little longer, and so we recorded some video, we took some pictures, spoke with the players. But to me, the greatest highlight of the night was to be able to talk to Oscar Pareja, the new manager of Orlando City. He had us in his back pocket. I mean, he was super nice. He talked about the vision that he had for the team, asked us our names. We told him about the podcast, and he was very interested in that. And I remember the first thing I said when I shook his hand was, "We are hungry for success," and his answer was, "I know." I To me, Oscar seems like an individual that understands where the club is and where the club needs to be and where the club has been. He never underappreciated the attempts in the past by past managers and players to get us to the promised land, to what we want, which is playoffs, because playoffs gives us the opportunity to win a championship. So he understands that, and I think the players are bought into his system and his ideas and where he wants us to be. To me, that's the most important thing. If the players don't respect the manager, they are not gonna perform at their best. And fortunately for us, we have somebody that knows what it is to win in this league and what is to lift trophies in this league and what it takes to be successful. I mean, that helped build FC Dallas Academy, that led that team to be one of the best teams in MLS. And to be honest, I'm very excited about what's in the future. We got to see the facilities. We were not allowed to take pictures or video inside the clubhouse, which I don't understand why, because there's all sorts of pictures out there about the clubhouse from the media. So I don't know, but anyhow, we respectfully oblige. So I gotta tell you, the facilities that Orlando City inherited, which previously had been part of the Houston Astros baseball minor league and spring training system, are top notch. They look very nice. I know that some trolls went online trying to say that the facilities were not up to standard. They're very impressive. They look definitely better than what they had at Lake Sylvan in the past, which was a rental facility, which now is going to be the training facilities of the Orlando Pride. They also have a pitch that is artificial grass, so they can practice when they're going to play teams that primarily have artificial. I thought that was pretty neat, from a strategy standpoint, because I think that a lot of our players always struggle with artificial. Especially in Atlanta, you have seen them. I personally think it's also a blame on the kit man. They don't have the proper studs. They slip. They don't time the runs properly. But at the same time, teams that play in artificial come to Orlando and get results. So I don't know if it's a mix of bad coaching in the past and players that were not bought into the system. But either way, uh, the experience was fantastic. That's all I have to say. The following day, I was unable to attend, but Orlando City had a scrimmage with the Setsu University that went very well. I have to tell you, we got to that night to see OCB, and Orlando City. OCB has a lot of promise. One of the players that you guys need to be looking out is Venezuelan Moises Tablante. Let me tell you, this midfielder, this 18-year-old kid, okay, has scored 2 goals last year with OCB that were pure bangers, golazos, nothing else. And if you have a player that his job is not to score goals and he gives you that type of production where he's just putting bangers at the right time, forget it. That's the type of player you want. You want your strikers to produce all the time and your wingers. But when it comes to the midfield, you want contribution there as well from your defenders' contribution as well. Hell, if you can have your goalkeeper giving you a goal a year, you never know. You never know. Goals do change games, like Adrian Heath used to say. So at the end of the day, I think I'm very hopeful. My heart tells me yes, let's go all the way. My brain says no, let's just take it easy, because in the past we had high expectations and our dreams were dashed. So there's always that PTSD as an Orlando City fan, to say, wait a minute. But but that's it. Big news this week. Antonio Torino, former Italian player, who played in Serie A and who represented Italy in the world stage, who played for Orlando City for the 2016 and 2017 seasons, now has been hired after his retirement to be in the development academy system. He's going to be a coach for the U15s and a assistant for the U17s. So I'm very excited about that. Antonio, my wife's favorite player, because he's from Naples, like her maternal grandfather. Super nice. I think you have to struggle to find a player that says, a fan that says Antonio Torino was rude to them or that they really don't like him. I know play wise, he came to our club at the end of his career. The team really built him up to be this player that eventually he was unable to be, but he had a lot of heart, a lot of drive, and he was such a good locker room presence, very knowledgeable. And I think that when you have somebody that is that likable and that has that intelligence to read the game and to give advice, it's going to be great for younger players to absorb, to go into their college careers with that, or to perhaps go into OCB or the first team with that mentality. For us in the United States, it's important to start developing players in the youth system, because yes, teams are going to be able to always go overseas and pay top dollar for all these players, but clubs like Orlando City at the moment cannot compete like that with the money. And the other thing is, when you have all these teams in MLS paying top dollar for players that perhaps maybe bust, you are basically creating an arms race where teams may end up overpaying for players that don't work out at the end of the day. So it's important to create this atmosphere where a local kid in Orlando feel okay. If I go into the academy in Orlando City, I'm gonna be able to develop as a player, and I may have the opportunity to become a professional soccer player. So that to me is very important. With that said, I will follow up with video from video and pictures from our day at the practice. Orlando City is going to be heading out to Cancun, Mexico, to continue with their camp. They're gonna be They're gonna be training, team building, and they're gonna have some scrimmages there as well. And then they're gonna be coming back home to have several friendlies, preseason friendlies with teams from USL Championship and from MLS and from overseas. I plan to be attending the game against Montreal. This is on a Saturday. and I'm very very excited about that because it's gonna be the first time that I'm gonna be able to see the team at the stadium in months, and there's gonna be a game against a team from Iceland, which has a lot of people excited. Unfortunately, it's gonna be on a Tuesday, and because I travel for work, it's gonna be impossible for me to go. With that said, I hope you guys enjoyed the film that I had that I collected that day, and thank you again for listening to watching these videos, this video series where I'm gonna be documenting everything that's gonna be happening with Orlando City in the 2020 season, and always to remind you, if you speak Spanish or you know somebody that speaks Spanish and you would like to consume content in such language, please look us up. Tiro de esquina, that's corner kick in Spanish. We're basically everywhere you consume podcasts, and I can be found on Twitter at OC_Lion. Tiro de esquina will be found under at TIRO_city. So with that said, vamos Orlando, and I'll be catching up with you guys on the next episode.
Bien corta la actitud que él tiene. ¿Tú sabes quién también está bien no todos, sí. Todos están duros, mano. Y eso me agrada. Eso me agrada verlo porque habían años que ese macho se ha metido bien juniors, entonces cuando no lo votaron.
Do you want him to take random pictures? Shane, you take pictures with his phone?
No, if you send us to Jack, you can send it to me.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Awesome, brother.
Yeah, man, he played on the UCF men's.
This season
Nice
is
to
win,
see
all right?
Yeah.
All right, my brother. Thank you.
Hello, guys.